Happy holidays, everyone. This is Travis Brust, the executive chef at the Williamsburg Inn. And we're doing some unusual recipes to make your holidays just a little healthier this year. And we wanted to start with a sweet potato hummus. We're also going to garnish that with a little bit of a spicy cranberry relish. It's going to go nicely paired with that. And then instead of maybe tortilla chips or pita crisps or anything like that, we'll do some nice crispy Parmesan crisps to kind of bring that together and maybe try to keep those carbs down a little bit this year. So we're going to first start by getting our relish working. And we're just going to do just a touch of olive oil, not too much. Okay. And we've got ourselves just a little bit of shallots here. We're going to turn our heat up. Nice minced shallots and fresh. There we go. Okay. We're going to cook this on a nice medium heat. These shallots, just to get a nice translucent color to them. We don't want to get too much caramelization on there. So you're just going to sweat them out a little bit, which is lightly sauteing. All right, we're going to get that cooking there. Other ingredients, we're going to do just a little bit of chili. You can use red chilies, Thai chilies. You can do a little bit of jalapeno if you'd like. That's what we're going to use here. We're just going to get a little bit of those jalapenos in there. Obviously, the more spicy you want it, add a little bit more. There we go. We also have some nice minced dried cranberries. Okay, you can use fresh cranberries if you'd like. The dried cranberries give a nice like kind of chewy texture, which is going to be favorable. So we're going to add that in there. There we go. Beautiful. And some fresh diced Granny Smith apple to give it some contrast. So you have some sweetness from the cranberries, and then we're just going to get that nice tart apple in there. And I like to leave the skin on something like this, kind of adds a little more texture and color to the dish. If you'd like to peel it, that's fine as well. And there we go. I'm trying to get this nice and small diced, just to keep everything consistent in size. There we go. I like to add quite a bit of apple to this, just almost as if it's like 1-to-1 ratio. Of cranberries to apple. And cranberries, apples, sweet potatoes, it all goes so well together. So I'm going to add that. There we go. Now we have the sweetness from the cranberries, so we're not going to add any sugar. You know, typically maybe in a relish you might add a little bit of sugar, you might add a little bit of honey to it, something of that nature. But we're not going to do that today. I'm just going to let the ingredients speak for themselves, so to speak. That's looking nice. And then we're just going to give this a little cider vinegar just to kind of add some more acid to it. That's going to reduce down. Okay, we're going to turn the heat down a little bit. There we go. And that's just going to cook down. We want to cook it until it's almost dry. So next, the sweet potato hummus. Very interesting recipe, utilizing sweet potatoes, steamed sweet potatoes. You're just going to dice them, you can kind of medium dice, large dice. We're going to puree them up. But you know, these offer a tremendous amount of vitamin C, very healthy. Chickpeas to kind of bring that hummus feel to it. We also have some fresh ground tahini, which is a sesame seed paste, readily available at many grocers. We're also going to be adding to this some roasted garlic, one of my favorite ingredients to add. Growing up in New York, you find roasted garlic in just about everything. So we're going to add a little bit of that just to kind of bring it all together. And just get your food processor together and ready. And we're going to take some of our sweet potato. There we go. Our chickpeas. We're going to do about 2 cloves of our roasted garlic and the ground sesame tahini. There we go. And then we're also going to add just a pinch of cayenne, a little bit of cayenne pepper, and you can spice it up the way you'd like. And then also some ground cumin. And the cumin is really going to work well with the sweet potato. Give a little bit more in there. It's going to work really well with the sweet potato. It also helps contrast with the apples too. All right, I'm going to shut this down. This is our relish. As you can see here, it's cooked down. It's nearly dry. So we're just going to go ahead and transfer this to our bowl here. We're just going to let that kind of come down to room temperature. We're going to add a little bit of lemon zest and lemon juice. So I'm just going to do some fresh grated lemon right into our food processor here. There we go. And again, the recipe will give you exact amounts, but if you like a little bit more of that lemon zest, a little more zippy acid to it, by all means use a little bit more. There we go. And we're just going to do a little bit of that juice in there. And just be careful not to lose any of those seeds. There we go. And we're going to do a little bit of salt, just a touch. And pepper. And we'll have an opportunity to reseason this later if it needs a little bit more. I'll pulse that a little bit. I like my hummus to be very smooth in texture. And one way to ensure that it's nice and smooth is you're just going to get in there and kind of scrape around the sides, get down into the bottom. Make sure you're getting those chunks up. Give it one more puree. It's got a nice kind of orange, like a muted orange color. You can really smell that tahini paste, that ground sesame seed. It's got a great flavor. You can use other nut seed or seed paste as well if you had like a sunflower butter or something like that you got at a nice store. You can switch that up a little bit. I would probably stay away from peanut butter though. Okay, so we've got that. We're going to add just a little bit of minced herb, especially some chive. It seems to be very nice in this. Okay. And just going to stir that in nicely. And of course, we need to taste this. We got to make sure it's the flavor profile we want. Okay, it's very good. Just a touch more salt. And that cumin really comes through nicely. And a little bit more black pepper. Okay. You'll notice we didn't add a tremendous amount of fat to this other than what you get out of the tahini paste. And we want to try and keep this as healthy and flavorful as possible. Okay, so we're going to set this aside now that we've got our 2 recipes completed. And we are going to produce a Parmesan crisp. Now you can use Parmesan Reggiano, you can use Grana Padano, whatever you like. Asiago cheese would work great as well. And we have that shredded nicely. All right, we're just gonna add a little bit of herb to this. Yeah, and you can use a little bit of minced chive, parsley, thyme would be great. I would probably stay away from rosemary. Might be a little overpowering for it. And we're gonna mix this together. Now, there's a lot of salt in hard dried cheeses like this. So we're not gonna have to add any salt to this, but we will have to add a little bit of pepper. And making a cheese crisp like this is something that adds a tremendous amount of texture to your dish, to this small platter that we're going to make here. As far as a nice holiday hors d'oeuvre party type recipe. So we have a non-stick silpat here, silicone mat. You can use like parchment paper with a little spritz of non-stick oil on there if you like. And we're just going to spread a little bit of this out. And you can make these as big or as small as you like. You can make them like little bite size. You can make them a little bit larger, however you'd like to do it. There we go. In this little quarter pan, we can do about 4 medium size. There we go. And you can have fun with this too. You can put a little bit of poppy seeds on there. You can do sesame seeds, whatever you'd like. And so we're going to pop this in the oven. Okay, it's going to be in there for about 8, 9, 10 minutes at 350 degrees. What you're going to wind up with are these beautiful little crisps like this. You can see here they have nice little holes in them, very nicely textured, nice and even golden brown. It's exactly what you want. Okay, so we're going to plate this up nicely. We have a little party platter, so to speak, here. This is probably enough to feed about 10 to 15 folks that are maybe enjoying the holiday get-together, as far as a little dip station. So we're going to take that nice hummus. We're going to lay it right into this little bowl here, this mini martini glass. And we're just going to spread that around in there. There we go. That looks nice. And then take some of our relish. I'm really excited for this flavor combination. This is kind of all my favorite flavors of like Thanksgiving and the holiday season. And we're just going to kind of nestle that just like so, right on top. So we have our platter here, nice and set up. We have our martini glass with the nice hummus in there and the relish on top. And then we're going to take some of these nice crisps that were made. You can take about 4, 5, 6 hours prior to your event to make these, and we're just going to nest them right in here inside this napkin fold, like so. And it's a nice little presentation. Again, a nice alternative to the high carb variety, so to speak, where you have all the pita chips or pretzel chips or something like that. So we kind of tone that back. We reduce the amount of olive oil that we're having here, the sodium intake, and no sugar in the relish. Altogether, a great flavor profile for your guests to enjoy.